Hey, good afternoon and thanks for joining us right here on Midday Kentucky. Elise has decided to stop by today.
Hey, guys.
How are you, Elise?
Not too bad, how are you?
We are fantastic. Eric, of course, is in the booth. Our producer has got the day off. He's having a long weekend.
Team effort.
It's a team effort. Everyone's.
It's Friday. We're ready for the weekend.
Everyone needed a time out for their thing.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us at the table.
No problem.
It's been a while.
It has been.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, I don't know. Are you the eldest?
I am the oldest.
You're the
I like this
eldest?
story.
I'm a twin.
You're a twin.
Yes.
But
I'm 2 minutes younger, but I have an argument for the case that you really can't consider me a middle or youngest child just because my brother and I both grew up together.
Okay.
So we have the same life
I got
experiences.
you.
So before you jump into that, I'm not technically the youngest.
There's a reason. Well, I am, let me think, fourth child.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I have two older brothers, an older sister, then myself, a younger
I love how you had to
sister and a
think
younger.
how many
I know.
siblings.
Well, what happens when you
Like,
come
give
from
me
a
a
big
moment.
family? My mother has 14 brothers and sisters, so I've got
Wow.
something like 60 first cousins.
Oh, wow.
It's
I have
insane.
two cousins.
Absolutely crazy. Well, here's the story for you. If you're the middle child or the youngest, this won't be easy to read. Apparently, research has found that the firstborn children are likely to be more intelligent than their actual siblings. Well, a study by economists at at the University of Edinburgh analyses a group and University of Sydney has shown that firstborn children have better thinking skills as well as a higher IQ test score than their younger brothers and sisters as early as age 1. Now, The Guardian reports the findings suggest that this could be down to the eldest children receiving more mental stimulation, although parents were found to provide the same level of emotional support to their children. Now, the firstborns were given undivided attention with tasks that boosted thinking skills. I'm opening it up.
Well, you heard my argument.
Well, there is a lot of conversation out there that, you know, parents do more for their first child.
I think that's
because
true.
it's the first child.
But there's also, I think, more rules and more restrictions. There are things that my younger siblings got away with that I would have never been able to do. I think I had a more structured upbringing.
And I think that's normally
than
how
my
it is
siblings.
for the firstborn, just because, I mean, it's the first kid. They're not really sure what to do, so they're a little more strict with everything, and then become a little more relaxed with the younger kids. But yeah, I always thought it was the younger kids who were maybe a little more spoiled and kind of got everything. So.
But does that mean they have a lower IQ, do you think?
I don't think so.
No, but I
wouldn't
think there are some really
so.
good qualities there too, because I've seen similar studies that cite similar facts with age range, but that's why they say middle or younger children get along with people better, or they're more easygoing, or go with the flow. So I think.
Well,
I don't
I'm
know.
totally in the middle, and that statement's far from Troy Thompson.
You are not going with the flow.
No, but I
You're
look
like
at
a single child. That's what you're reminding me of.
You know what?
You have
I
single
often
child
feel like
syndrome.
that. All my brothers and sisters have like dark hair from an Italian
Okay.
family. I'm blue hair, blue eyes, blonde hair. It's complete. I feel like I was the milkman's son. Let me tell you. But here is what I'm thinking. Have you never heard that saying?
No.
before? Oh, okay. Here's something that I often think about. I don't necessarily think that they're lazier, okay,
Oh, I
or
don't
less
think so,
intelligent. I think the last born, like, and let me use my little brother as an example, I think he feels that the world owes him more of a living because he just gets away with so much.
So maybe just
Okay.
different perception.
Different perception.
Yeah,
I don't think
okay.
he's less intelligent. I just feel that my parents were like, you're the sixth kid, do whatever you want. Yeah, here's some money.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we'll pick this up for you. They just expect a little bit more because
Yeah.
it's just the way it
It's
is.
just the way
the
it is.
parents are
Yeah.
done by
Yeah.
the last child. What, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with that, but
Yeah.
I don't think parents get like lazy or lax. But I think with your first child, you're paranoid. You want to do everything
Yeah.
right, and then you realize, all right, I
We're
don't have
okay,
to
we
do
can
all
do
that.
this,
They're going to
yeah.
be okay. And
I think you're competing with.
yeah, I don't know, but
the-
I do think the oldest child is the most intelligent. Obviously, I do agree with this study.
Okay. Well, speaking of intelligence, I want to talk to you a little bit about something that you're the queen of, Photoshop. You don't let me take a picture of you
Photoshop.
without your approval. And
Well,
then
I do get
you
conscious
do
of
something
these
on your
photos,
phone.
and we like to look at apps. But we bring this up because Vogue's latest cover, this is coming out in March, they say it's supposed to celebrate diversity, But social media is now criticizing the magazine, saying they're claiming they photoshopped Ashley Graham. So this was a big deal that they were
Which
going to
one's
put.
Ashley?
Yeah, see, so she's the plus size model. It's always making waves, but you can see she looks just like Kendall Jenner.
Well,
Gigi.
hold on, I'm trying to work out which
okay,
one
so
she
which
is.
one is she?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure either.
She is second in from the left, which they all look gorgeous. However, Ashley Graham does look a little photoshopped, and they're saying in March is supposed to be, quote, no norm is the new norm. They're saying they're embracing different body types and, races, everything, but, Ashley Graham doesn't look like her plus size modeling
If she's a
pictures in
plus
this.
size model, that's a problem.
So I think, where does photoshopping kind of cross the line? And what do you guys think? This
I
is
think they've
okay?
crossed the line here.
But yeah, I think that this then ingrains in other people's minds to do things like that. Like we all are on our little apps where, it'll make my skin look a little better. It'll make, we want to do those things. And I think it's because these things are out there in the media where I love Ashley Graham, and she's always
She's got
out
long
there
arms.
posting photos saying it's okay to have a little cellulite, or just love yourself the way you are. But then we see things like this, and they're not embracing who she is. What do you think?
Has she said anything about it, or?
We haven't heard comment from her yet.
Well, I can't still get past the fact that they think she's a plus size model.
Oh yeah, I
That,
mean she's
like-
what? I think she said an 8 or a 10. Like she's
Why
in
do they-
shape woman, but
So what is
but
it-
those girls are size zeros, and she's looking the
Well,
same.
we'll get our interns to find out what is considered a plus size model nowadays with actual size, and we'll get back to you later on in the show about it. But I do think it's strange that if they feel that's showing diversity on the cover
Yeah,
of Vogue.
it's not.
It's not.
No.
Yes, I
Showing the
understand
norm.
there's different races there,
Yeah,
but they
but-
all look 16. They're all stick thin. Why not show different age groups of women in different races as well? That's what I call
Yeah, I'd love to
diversity.
see different ages and different body types as well.
Yeah,
That'd
I think
be nice.
it's
yeah.
a little crazy, and I know we do talk about, photoshopping. And look, I have a joke with you about it. We have a laugh that don't take the photo of Katie until she photoshops.
And
You
it's
know,
not Photoshop. It's not.
and the thing is we do have fun with it, and we can make fun of ourselves. But here's the thing: you have to be comfortable with who you are.
Exactly.
Okay, and if you don't like the way you look, you can always tune into Midday Kentucky, because we've got a million reasons on what you can have done. We can put you on a diet, we can have stomach ballooning, we can do Botox.
We
you
got
name it.
eyebrows
We got
coming
it.
up, we've got
it
everything
all.
today.
Let me tell you. Okay, so just tune in. Hey, I
Oh,
want to talk
goodness.
to you a little bit about college students and the debt that they're in, and something that you told me was quite startling, that there's a lot that are homeless, and let's delve into that for a
Yeah, I
moment
was
at
reading an
least.
article that was just showing that there was a young girl who wanted to go to college, and she was living in a shelter and had to find somewhere safer to live just so she could go to school. But I mean, you know how much college costs. A lot of people, I have a lot of friends who
Yeah.
have gone out of school with $30 to $60, even more, $1,000 in debt, and it's just becoming a problem. And there's nothing you can really. How do you avoid it? I mean, that's the
Okay.
biggest question.
Well, here's the thing. I know it costs a lot of money for you to go to university and get those degrees and what you need to do, okay? And I know as a meteorologist, it's expensive for you to become a
is.
meteorologist. As a journalist, it's expensive. I look at it like this. I don't believe that you need a college education nowadays, because you come out of university or college, as it is here, with an enormous amount of debt, maybe going to earn $30,000 or $35,000 a year. Now, when you had finished college, I had already opened my second salon in Australia. I was in business, I was getting it done. I didn't have a college degree. I also didn't finish school. Okay, now I'm not saying that's the norm for everyone, but I think it's something really serious that parents should take heed and not pressure their children to go into university or go into college. Let them get a trade if that's what they want.
And I think you're right. Nowadays, it's not necessarily that you need to go to college. I mean,
No.
trade schools are good too, but I mean, you could probably easily find a job without a college degree.
And
Because a
I-
lot of college students are finding it hard, even with a degree,
And
to
it's
find
tough.
a job. Yes,
it's really
very
tough, Elise. Because go on, sorry.
I would like to see more kids in high school shown trades that they could do, but I would also like to see more state assistance for college. I lived in Georgia for a short time, and they had state schools incentivized, and this was funded through the lottery, where you could go to the state school tuition free if you kept above a certain GPA. I think it was 3.0 or something like that. So you could get a college degree for free. You still had to pay for your food and things like that, but you could go to college if you had a certain degree or grade point average in high school, and if you maintained that in college, that was funded through the lottery. And it's just the state school there, but I would like to see more states adopting
That's
something
really
like
good.
that, where
Yeah.
kids have the option, but incentivize it. I don't believe people should be
Exactly.
getting handouts at all, but if you have a good grade point average in high school and you're proving that each semester in college that you're maintaining that A or B average, I do think there should be some assistance for the state schools.
And I think they need to have a little bit of responsibility if they don't have anything, if they're working to get good grades to keep that scholarship or grant or
Yeah.
whatever, that's something that will push them. Like you said, if it's just handed to them.
Yeah, I
they're
don't believe in
gonna-
handouts, but I do think for people working hard and doing well, you should be able to afford
Okay,
Yeah.
look,
school.
I want to hear what your thoughts are at home. Head over to Midday Kentucky. Give us your thoughts about that, whether you actually think it's worthwhile nowadays of getting a college degree and being landed for debt for the next 10 to 15 years after you finish that college, and you may or may not get a job. Give us your feedback on that. Hey, I had to tell you about this because often you guys ask me about what it's like in Australia when it comes to food and diet and exercise. So I thought this was a really interesting topic. When you pack your kids' lunch, you usually throw together a sandwich, drop in a piece of fruit, and maybe add a little dessert. Well, actually, get out of bed without you having to beg, okay? This is what the desserts are all about. Not a sin, right? Well, according to one Australian teacher, this horrifying act of negligent parenting is worth sending home a warning marked with a sad face on top in case there's any question as to how you should feel upon delivery. Now, here's the deal. In Australia, a mum sent her 3-year-old to kindergarten with a slice of chocolate cake in the lunch bag. Unfortunately, a slice of this kind falls within the school's red food category, which encompasses unhealthy foods that may contain excess energy, saturated fats, added sugars and or salt. Now, the list also includes sodas and deep fried foods and is part of a full set of nutritional guidelines that all schools follow, of course, from my hometown, Australia. Here's the thing. I get that, sometimes having a bit of, cake in your lunchbox is really no big deal. Australia has been very strict with what we have in the canteens. And this is a conversation. What did you have at school in your canteen?
Is that the cafeteria?
Oh, sorry, the cafeteria. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I have to say, even into elementary school, there were not really healthy options. My parents would
Yeah.
usually send me with my lunch, but even just in 6th grade in middle school, there was pizza every day you could pick. And these really unhealthy foods. I kind of wonder about this, though.
Do you think
I
the
don't
teacher
have
stepped
kids.
out of line?
I don't have kids, but I do think that it's up to the parents what they want to feed their
Okay.
children. I don't think anyone else can
But I
judge
guess
them
the
for
crux
that.
of this story was it was in the guidelines of the school.
Well, if it was in the guidelines.
and the teacher sent the note back home to the
Was
mother
this the
saying,
first offense, or
this
had
was
been
the
happening?
first. Hey,
See,
listen,
that's, I think, a little
Australia, we don't
ridiculous.
take any nonsense.
I don't know. I guess if it's in the guidelines, you can't then
Once in a
complain.
while, but if they were repeatedly doing this, 5 days in a row, he's got a piece of cake. That's
Yeah.
a little overkill. But one day, you gotta let it have a kid.
So
have a
you're,
piece
you're
of
thinking
chocolate.
it's a bad thing.
I think
Well,
it's a little overkill.
A friend of the teacher that actually sent this note back home to the parents posted it on Facebook and had an
Okay.
enormous backlash on it. Very
What do
open
most
on
people
both sides.
think? Okay.
It's pretty 50-50 like our discussion is. It's very much up to the
I
parents.
do think it's odd to send a
But
slice of cake.
also
in
just
your kid's
remember,
lunchbox.
we have free healthcare in Australia.
Right.
So our government tries to teach parents and kids how to eat and be
Okay.
healthy. To buy a packet of cigarettes in Australia, it's $30, one packet.
Wow. Okay.
It's serious.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? But that's a good thing
Yeah,
because it's
I
going to
think it's
help us later in life. Anyway, back to reality, people, and back to America.
Back to Kentucky.
Back to Kentucky.
Well, if
Hey,